Thank you for tuning into Life's Journeys. I'm your host, James Devine, and in this episode, I have teacher and ambassador of Laughter Yoga, Cathy Nesbitt. We will explore the healing of laughter, how to keep a healthy aura, and the way our energy is connected to everything around us. At the conclusion, please allow 2 minutes to give your valued feedback. And now, here's episode 5. Well, welcome everyone to Life's Journeys. Today on the podcast from Ontario, I have Cathy Nesbitt, a laughter yoga ambassador and certified teacher. Cathy runs yoga leader training, a weekly Zoom laughter session, and has a YouTube channel titled Fabulous Fun Fridays. Well, welcome, Cathy, to Life's Journeys.
Thank you, James. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here.
Well, it's great to have you. Look, I wanted to start with your passion for taking care of worms and composting. You have what you call Cathy's Crawly composters. My question is really quickly, what's the connection with our wellness and composting?
Oh, you said just quick. It's not a quick answer, but it's really important. Thank you for asking. It's the 24th anniversary of Cathy's Crawly Composters, selling worms by the pound for indoor composting. In 2002, the landfill for the Greater Toronto Area closed, and we started to export our garbage to the United States. Almost 1,000 trucks a week. 6 million people in the Greater Toronto Area, half live in condos, townhouses, spaces without the capacity or ability to do composting outside. So this is indoor composting with worms. So what is the connection to our wellness? It's really big. First of all, waste management. The feel good factor, we get to feel good about managing our scraps on site. And when we convert our scraps into compost or worm compost, if you have worms, um, it's creating, the worms are the original alchemists. They convert what we call trash and turn it into black gold so we can grow more nutrient-rich food. So I'm sorry, it's not a short answer, but the connection is when we slow down and we're responsible for growing our own food and being responsible for our waste, we feel good.
Well, I have to agree 100%. I've been composting for some time now. But for those that don't understand it's taking, like you say, food scraps and putting it into, let's just be really simple, into a box of dirt, and the food, it's breaking down and the worms are developing and chewing up the food instead of putting it down the incinerator. So it's a way of being, environmentally conscious. So I just like the segue into what we're going to be talking about today, which is about our wellness. And interestingly, wow, we can be conscious almost every minute of the day and dealing with our food and feeding the earth and nourishing ourselves and life in general. So I mentioned that you are a yoga leader trainer. Can you explain what is laughter yoga specifically, and when did the movement start?
Mm. So let me clarify. I'm a laughter yoga teacher, not yoga. I mean, it is kind of a portion of yoga. It's just laughing. It's not doing yoga and laughing. It's laughing with intention. It started in 1995 by a medical doctor in India, Dr. Madan Kataria, and his goal is world peace. Yes, please. We need more of that. And I laugh because I'm a laughter teacher. So it's not about jokes or comedy. It's not doing yoga and laughing. It's laughing with intention. The yoga part of laughter yoga is the practice of the yoga or of the laughter and the deep diaphragmatic breathing. Yeah, it's really a beautiful practice.
Well, first, I have never experienced what you are doing. What I am calling, or I got laughter yoga from your website, so I'm calling it laughter yoga, and I tuned into laughter one of your laughter buddy meetings and laughed for 2 minutes um, with a 1 minute interval of quiet, gentle breathing. And I have to say, my belly got a workout, and my emotions were heightened, and it was quite enjoyable. In relation to that experience, there I was listening to Jania Barnes's experience, her personal experience with laughter yoga, and how powerful, and effective this modality was for her. And my question now is, why is laughter yoga or laughing good for us?
Woo, so many reasons. You mentioned it just in your 3-minute experience, right? 1 minute of deep belly laughs, 1 minute of breathing, another minute of laughter. It doesn't have to be hours and hours or half an hour. It can be a very quick thing. When we're laughing, James, we're secreting all the love drugs, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, the love drugs, versus cortisol, adrenaline, epinephrine when we're stressed. We're in charge of our own pharma. It's really magic, and I don't think it's by accident. I know design, it's divine design. Our body is magnificent when we use it properly. So we are operating we're living in this stress pool today. We're swimming around in stress. And I heard something today which I found astounding. We've all heard of neuroplasticity and that our brain changes. I thought the amygdala hadn't evolved since prehistoric times, which that's true. But the amygdala, the almond-shaped piece of our brain, regulates if we're in stress or not. I mean, it's the fear factor. It's always on the lookout for fear, and we need to know when we're in danger. But because we're living in such a stressful, fearful state today, our amygdala actually grows, and we don't want a bigger fear center. Have you ever heard about the amygdala's capacity to grow?
No, I haven't. You got me there for sure, but I will just add in to what you're saying. We're talking about stress and toxic stress, and just, recent world events like the global pandemic created a huge amount of stress. But also what we're talking about here when laughing, and it's healing. So very important these days, and always, right? But particularly these days, and what people are concerned about, worried about, and yeah, just stop and breathe. I just took a big breath and felt very good. We were releasing, what I experienced for that 3 minutes was releasing, just some any negative thoughts or energy. And I think also for somebody can release grief, I think you can have, a profound moment. I think that's what Jania Barnes was talking about, releasing grief.
Absolutely. Yeah, and another huge benefit, and maybe the most important, is the oxygen. Our brain requires 25% more oxygen than the rest of our body as an operating principle. It's a machine, right? The answering machine. So when we're stressed, blood lymph oxygen leaves our frontal lobe and goes into our muscles so we can escape, even if we're escaping from our mind. So when we're laughing, ha ha ha, we're exhaling, we have to take a nice deep breath in so we can continue ha ha haing. It's a built-in mechanism for us to you said about releasing negative thoughts or grief, or I can't remember how you phrased it. When we're laughing, we are completely present. It wouldn't be a great um, survival strategy. Imagine the cavemen guffawing, while they're hunting, and then, that you're laughing, ha ha ha, your knees get weak when you're full on belly laughing. So we can only laugh full on when we feel safe. How cool is that?
Absolutely. And it's important, right? It's to me, when I think of it, when I think of laughing, I'm with somebody or just by myself, I feel very good. Encouraging belly laughter, it's, like we've pointed out, it's healing. I enjoyed listening to your Fabulous Fun Fridays. It was the 257th episode. Mending our aura was what you were talking about during this
Mm.
episode, which I understand that that's our energy body. So this next little segment is about aura. What can you explain what is our aura and is it connected to our chakras?
Hmm. Yes, I think so. If I may, before we jump into the aura, literally, just one added thing about why the laughter is so powerful. Doesn't know the difference between real laughter and simulated laughter. The mind does, but the body does not. If somebody's thinking, oh, this is so weird, you're in your head. We want you to drop into your body and feel it. The body's like, pew, 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 secreting all the love drugs, feeling great. And the mind might be piping off. So I just wanted to mention why it works and why it's so powerful. So the aura to me, James, is like it's like a space suit. I'm like it's kind of like an egg shape energy suit. And when we're full of energy and we feel great, our aura could be really big and it can extend out. When we're walking around, we kind of connect with other people through our energy. Everything is energy. The aura is one of the layers. And I believe that it is an important layer that if there's holes in your aura, that's when sickness comes. Like you get a note in your aura first, like you might get a headache or something, but then you don't pay attention. You might take something but you don't address the root cause. And then it gets closer into your body and then it eventually gets into your body and maybe illness is next. So the aura, I believe, is our protective suit. And we can do things like watch episode 257 and see about how you can mend your aura if there are gaps, and also how to get more space by pushing your arms out like you're pushing out a plasticine or thing, like just this big thing. Also, if you want to bring your aura in, if you're like, I'd like to be more invisible, because if you have a big aura, when you walk in a room, people look up, even if you haven't made any noise, because our energy precedes us. So if we want to bring our aura in closer to our body, we can literally do that kind of by calling it in. It's all with intention. And so your next question about if the aura is attached to or connected to the chakras, I would say yes, because it's one of the energy systems. The chakras are another of the energy systems. So there are all these layers, and I believe they are all connected.
You say about when you're coming into, say, a public place and being conscious of your aura and your energy field. And I agree with you too. I actually drew a little design on the side of my notes that you're calling it like, and the way you designed it with your hands is exactly how I drew it on the side of my notes here. It is like a spacesuit. I feel that there's multiple layers too of our bodies. So it's, from our physical body and going outward. And interesting, I just was thinking of myself and how I don't protect that energy all the time. I actually am not conscious of it. I'll just come right into a situation and I'm leaving myself vulnerable. So I think it's good for me anyway, and maybe others agree that being conscious of that energy field of yours, your aura, and protect it and be prepared. I'm happy to share. I share a lot. I share stories. Share how I feel, that sort of thing. And sometimes you leave yourself open. You're vulnerable. So
We can be walking along and all of a sudden we feel sad or we feel something different and we don't know what it was. And it might have been that other person's energy because it's energy. So it overlaps and we can take on other people's stuff, particularly if we're not protected. And something I do whenever I go out in public is called a zip up from Donna Eden. If you're familiar with her, if you're not, you may like to look up Donna Eden and her beautiful energy medicine. And it's simply by, you rub your hands together, shake them off, put your hands on your belly below your belly button. And as you breathe in, you draw up the center of your body, which is the central meridian. And then you just lock it under your lip, go the zip up because you're zipping up your energy and you lock it in as if it's holding it up there. Because people can, take away your energy. If you're not protected, they can look you down. Like imagine, I'll just say a man looking at a lovely young lady and checking her out. You when his eyes go down, he's now unzipped her. But if you've got it locked in there, you can protect your energy.
But make sure there's people understand the connection between your practice of laughter,
Mm.
laughter yoga, and it's assisting our aura. Do you agree with that?
I do because it's energy. So it's just again, one of the energy bodies. And laughter is energy. It's high vibration magic medicine. When we're laughing, we feel good. We're looking up. Our body is vibrating. Maybe our stomach's hurting because we've laughed so hard. Our cheeks might be hurting. Those are the laughter muscles. It's not like when you go to the gym for the first time and then you're sore for a week. You're not sore, 5 minutes later. It's just at the time while it's happening, while those muscles are engaged. So the laughter is energy. When we're feeling sad, we know we're low energy. We even say it, oh my gosh, I have no energy. But when we're laughing, we're haha, I'm high vibration. I'm very often just like zipping around. With my worm business, I was exhibiting before 2020. Oh my gosh, up to 200 events a year. I'd be here, I'd be there, setting up, schlepping all my stuff. And I loved it. I was high, people would say, oh my gosh, you better slow down. You're going to be exhausted by the end. And no, when you energy, like we're like a self-perpetuating energy machine. If you're low energy, you got to move. Because if you don't move, you're going to be more tired. It
I
seems counterintuitive, but we can get more energy by moving.
I agree. I find that my practice of breath work and cold
Mm,
immersion has I've been doing it for since 2023 and consistently almost daily, and it boosts my energy levels. However, I'm conscious of being able to stop and sit still. It's important for that and meditation. Instead, I'm always conscious of the hustle culture where we're so wrapped up in our work that creating, chronic stress. You're talking about that's not chronic stress. You're talking about
mm.
that's excitedness and doing fun things and you're really enjoying it. And that's a whole different feeling and experience than hustle culture or going to a 9 to 5. And especially if it's a 9 to 5 you're not enjoying. On the whole conversation of aura and the spiritual connection, do our experiences come to us based on the work we do with our aura? I don't know if this is making sense, but how do you keep a healthy aura so that you perhaps, continue positive experiences?
The aura is one of the layers. So by maintaining a healthy body, a healthy mind, just having a beautiful self-care, I was going to say package, practice will build our aura. When we're sick, our aura has holes in it. It's like Swiss cheese. So our aura, again, is our spacesuit. And so when we're healthy, our aura is healthy by kind of by design. And yeah, by having practices that make us feel good, doing things we love. If you hate your job, like it's time to get out. Why are you staying there? Because you can't eat money.
Oh, I like that saying too. And I agree. It's that energy, it's what we think as well. I'll just share with you, talking about energy and thoughts. I feel that the energy brings things to us. They could be negative, they could be positive. And negative is not a bad word in the sense that it's, because life is full of ups and downs and all about learning experiences. Um, I have had two occasions where a frog has shown up at my house. It's very interesting. One actually came into the house. It was beautiful green color and it was sitting on top of the cisterns of the toilet. And I just feel that somehow, for some reason, I was with my son, that we brought the frog to us, a magical experience. Another thing is dogs are hyperactive when near me. Kingfisher birds I don't know if you know the kingfisher. It's a beautiful
Hmm.
little bird, beautiful blue color and beige. They have been showing up recently. So what's your response to those kind of experiences related to energy, in your opinion?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yes, the animal kingdom has messages for us, just like anything. I believe that's what I, that when things show up, there's a message there. I have Ted Andrews' animal spirit guidebook, and when I see an animal, I will look up the message, like, oh, what is the message of, why did I see that hawk circling over above? Oh, what about that turkey vulture? And for you, kingfisher, look up what kingfisher means or when they show up. Frog is significant, like they all have meaning and it's all open to interpretation. But what for me, when the animals show up, I think about, oh, what is the message that this animal is bringing me? Like if you have a mouse in the house, it often means maybe you need to do some tidying, like maybe you're leaving things about and you need to tidy up. And also, mouse shows you to be resourceful because they're very resourceful. So I would, yes, I believe that there's messages in everything. Same when you have a thought about something or somebody, and then all of a sudden they call you, and it's like, oh my gosh, I thought of you this afternoon. I believe it's the same thing. It's just that energetic vibe.
Well said. I just was thinking about the episode on the Fabulous Fun Fridays, how we got into this conversation too. And you were outside and you were moving your hands, your mudras, and just creating beautiful movement and energy movement. Tai Chi is like that, and I've only had a little bit of experience with that. But my yoga in the morning that I do is a lot of stretching, but it's holds and just being focused and centered and just having a good start to the day. And things come to us. I've had negative experiences, positive experiences all my life. Who hasn't, right? It's understanding why. To me, it's for me understanding why they are happening. It's that why question I like to delve
Mm,
into, and we are connected. I guess this is a segue into a little segment here that I want to ask you about. And that's so if the cockroach shows up in the house, are we supposed to freak out? Well, maybe. I don't like creepy, crawly cockroaches, but trying to understand, well, why did that show up? Or why did I see someone honking mad at a woman in front of them in the busy cars, out there on the road? And am I supposed to see that? How am I connected to that experience? So I think what that means to me is reflecting, self-reflection, taking some responsibility for what I see, not everything, but just a little bit of responsibility on my part, reflecting on my life. What am I doing right now? How am I in a good space? If I'm not, maybe I should try and stop and do some mending.
absolutely. I think that's, you said it. We need to be kind of more intentional, more aware. Like, what am I feeling? Why am I rushing everywhere? Because I did say about movement, but good movement with intention. Oh, I love sitting, and I also have a very strict morning routine. Like I have to do my morning routine and not have to. I want to. I love it. I go out, I earth. I mean, it's 15, 20 minutes. It's so small, but it's so impactful because it sets me up for my day. So I'm like, okay, world, what do you have for me? I'm ready. And same at night, a closing little bracket to my day. Then whatever else happens, boom, my energy's good. I'm centered and I'm aware. And yes, things happen. Absolutely. And then notice, is this for me? I used to, if somebody asked me, hey, do you want to do this thing? I would say yes. And then I might think, I don't really want to do that thing, but I said yes, so now I got to do it. Now I pause. They ask me, I don't need to respond like right away. Let me think about that for a moment. How does it feel? Do I want to do it? If I do, say yes. If I don't, say no. Not for me right now. Thanks for asking.
Makes me think of kelp. and I'll explain why. So we're in flow, and I think that's what we're talking about, being in flow. Kelp in the ocean flows with the tide. It's a beautiful, gentle movement. I'm a diver, and I swim,
Mm,
and I love seeing the kelp move, and or a willow in the wind, and just in flow. And I mentioned how everything's connected. In my world, I see that way.
mm,
And I have this question about consciousness. It's a kind of a buzzword, I guess. It's what we describe as the universe, and how everything is connected. And I believe this. I mean, I
mm.
can't imagine why is a frog coming into my house without some reason. And it was something that was going on with my son and I, something positive, but other things too. Why other things come. And do you feel consciousness fits into our healing and how we're connected? What's your
I
opinion?
do. Yes, kind of going back to thoughts, like where do thoughts come from? And why do we all have different thoughts? I do believe that consciousness plays a part in for our health and for our energy. If we're aware of it, I mean, the thing is that many people are not conscious. They're unconscious and they're asleep and just going around doing all the things, not living. They're kind of like robots. When you become conscious, it's work. You become aware and you're like, oh, things are uncomfortable. It was easier when I just went along, maybe. But how satisfying is it? For me, when I started doing the work and then opportunities just come, as you mentioned, you're in the flow. And I believe the flow is being connected to divine, universe, source, however you want to call it. We're connected to our inner self, to our true essence, which then allows a state of peace, a state of presence, of just kind of nothingness sometimes, which is what it feels like for me when I'm completely present. Things are all going my way. It's just, wow, you go somewhere, traffic just flows, just somehow you hit all the green lights. It's wow, always arriving at the right time, at the right place. Um, and it takes work to get here sometimes.
Well, and I think of gratitude as well. I feel that if I start the day this way, then the day seems to go better.
Mm,
I like your byline, health and wellness is a laughing matter. I think that's aptly said. And here we
mm.
are laughing beautifully. How can people try out yoga laughter with you, Kathy?
Well, if they're in this part of the world, it might be not the right time unless you're not sleeping for you. It's I have my free laughter club is kathysclub.com, Kathy with the C. It's 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, every Tuesday, 30 minutes of super fun self-care. I incorporate tapping, brain gym, qigong, and more. I'm always learning. There's my Fun Fab Friday video series. 5 years, we're celebrating 5 years, can you imagine? And 6 years of my laughter club, James.
Oh,
6 years of,
congratulations.
yeah, of the Global Giggle Gang. Can you imagine? So beautiful. Um, yeah, so there's a couple of places. Yeah,
So we
yeah,
can do
just
this,
check it out.
and you can, yeah, I did this online with you. I'm in New Zealand, you're in Ontario, so we can connect. I just wanted people to understand that you didn't have to be there physically. You can do this online in some form, your laughter yoga in some shape or form.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, my online club, the Tuesday club is online. Sorry if I didn't say that.
No, perfect. Well, thank you, Kathy, for being on Life's Journeys today. It has absolutely been fun, uplifting, and a wonderful learning experience.
Thank you, James.
Well, everyone from wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining us today. And please pass on to me your feedback. I would love to read what you thought of this intriguing episode and share this interview with one person you think would benefit from listening. See you soon here on Life's Journeys. Bye for now.